Hello everybody, welcome to Orb Plus. How you doing? Hey, what's up? Hello. It is me, your boy Orb. I'm chill, I'm having fun. Um, Hopefully we can take a trade today using the same methods we've been doing. Um, we got this here. Yesterday worked pretty well with the strategy, the implementation of the two indicators to really confirm the building blocks needed to enter a trade. Um, as you can see, we're kind of late. It's 8:30. Market opened at 9:30. I know I want to take right quick before we get super far into the video, before it gets too late. So it wouldn't show it here. One moment. I have to go to the other chart. So I'll put that there so you can see that. On this chart, not this one, but this one. So we waited for a key level to get hit, right? And it did on the high, right? It hit this high right here, swept past it. And the bias was from this high that we need a reversal off of this move down so we can move higher. Well, we took a short, not a long, right? The move was down, and so we waited because we thought, okay, it's going up, it swept the high, so the move is clearly take a short from here down. That was the correct move. We made a profit off of it. That's cool. However, we did not wait for a high time frame break sweep of the low, which would have been through here, right? As you can see, if we had chose to take a long off of where we were here, we would have been stopped out here, obviously, right? And instead of waiting for the reaction and going, okay, how about let's take this whole leg up, which would have been much more profitable than this small move down. We just took the short. My goal today, a little bit, is to find the move needed. So if whatever this does, if this sweeps a high, it touches the high, I want to see it move down, sweep a low immediately after, and then I want to see the reversal. If that works out the way I intend it to, the way I want it to, it'll reverse and we'll see it actually move beyond these highs and continue higher, much like this leg did here. I want to take this big leg, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last video. I recognize this as a small trade, and it was nowhere near what I wanted to do, right? And because this was such a small trade, we didn't get as much as we wanted. I want to get more. So the thought process behind my thinking right now is we'll wait for this to happen again. We'll look at the key level as it's hit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to identify every confluence on down to determine the trade, right? For the short specifically, okay? After we've determined a trade, we're going to wait for a high time frame break of structure. Because right now, and this is speaking on yesterday, this was a whole leg down and was majorly indecisive throughout this right here. It did not know where it wanted to go. From this, we assumed, okay, it'll continue lower. Sure enough, it did. We got lucky. I can't afford to get that lucky again. I'd rather get this lucky. So my thought process is we'll wait patiently. We'll let it do its thing, figure out what it wants to do, up to the point. We'll look for key levels to get hit, and then from there, look for the reversals, rinse and repeat. Right now, the moving average is below the blue line right here. It says we're in a down mode. Sure, prices continue down throughout this. We have not broke structure. We are in a downtrend. MACD is currently matching the trend. Cool. As you can see, there's plenty of volume in the market. Let's check. Let's check news. See what's happening there right quick. We have new home sales. We have 2 red folders. Okay, so we just had a red folder. Unemployment claims release at 8:30. 9:45, we have 2 more PMI folders, and then at 10 we have 1 orange new home sales folder. Not entirely sure what they'll do. Right now, we are in a downtrend, according to that breakup structure there. And as you can see, we've been consistent with that downtrend. We had a high, sure, it broke up above. So we actually broke above that. We could see potential move higher. That's on the hourly. What does the 4-hour say? 4-hour says we're in an uptrend. We had a serious spike there, little move down, waiting for it to move higher. Yeah, we have 2 fair value ups saying it'll actually continue higher. We had a failed retrace here, move up, move down. This move down. We'll need to close within this to be continued breaker block, or it'll break structure below this. We'll see it continue down, break structure, sweep this low here, and from this low, we'll see it actually order block form and then move up higher. And you can even see on the 4-hour, we are in an uptrend, and it's projected to go even higher based on this gap on the MACD. So that's the thing. I'm not using it as a confluence. The only confluence I am using for the bias outside of trend and general indication is the key level being hit. From there, we look for the reversal, and that reversal we take on up to the next break of structure on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, regardless of what it might be. That being the case, I want to get the big stuff, and I also want to wind up positive for this month. So what I'm intending on doing now, I'm going to get a little risky. Okay? See the investment here? See the $3.18. I'm risking 16% of my overall account. When I get into trading after these 3 months of being positive, if I can manage to get them positive all the way through, I will be working towards capitalizing through the use of all of my total account size. And I'll even do that for a video just to see what that would look like realized. That being the case, I think we're going to stick with 0.05 lots, so 16% of the account size, until that percent on 16% goes down. So the end result is we have an increase in profitability, but also an increase in risk, with the gains being more than what we would have if we lost. I'm going to sit. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient with the chart. I want to wait for it to do its thing. Market opens at 9:30, so there's not really much else to really say. I'm increasing my lot size. I'm watching the chart fairly carefully. I'll pause the video now. If you want to pause where I'm at now, take a look at each one of these charts. Here's the 1-hour. Here's the 4-hour. There's the 4-hour. You have the 30-minute. You have the 5-minute. And you have the 1 minute. Hopefully we can find a trade within this. I'm looking forward to it. There's some data, there's some new information that I've actually got to work on understanding a little keener, so that way I'm not committing any violations. Right now this is a demo account, none of this is real. It's been fake for the past several months now. I'm looking to get profitable with this fake money before I go and start trading real money. So with that in mind, I'm going to continue learning this, and hopefully we can actually win a trade today. Again, I'm going to pause the video, be right back. You have all the charts, all the time frames currently. That being said, I'll be right back. So here's what's the gist. We have 9:30 on the clock. We're seeing price move up. going back to what I was saying before, I know it's only been 10 minutes into the video. Bear with me, I'm going to repeat myself a couple times. I want to catch the big move. Unlike what we did yesterday, where we took a trade and it was a small move down and we missed out on this huge leg up, right? I want to wait patiently, not for all of news to come out, because if we look at the news, the last bit of it is at 10, and at 9:45, roughly the same time yesterday, news came out, we had that move and then a reaction, a strong reaction from it. So I'm going to wait patiently. I'm actually going to let this play out on video, so that way you guys can see it for yourselves when I take this trade. If I take this trade, we have the hour right now. Our low was moved from here down to here, which is a little bit more defined in my opinion. I very much like the way that is. I recognize this doji here as a low on NASDAQ, and this is a high. So that being the case, using this as a high, we have our range set up. Now, what I'm looking for is a key level hit. Same key level I was talking about before from TGR trades. One of these two highs and lows are going to get hit. What I think is going to happen is price is going to move up within this threshold here. It's going to manipulate past this, sweep past it, and our goal now is to look for the reversal and then catch a short on down. Everything about the charts has set up to this point that we're in an uptrend. Not the 5-minute. What am I doing? I need to go to the 4-hour. 4-hour says we're in an uptrend. That hasn't changed. Price has gone down, yes, but it hasn't broke structure on the 4-hour. The 1-hour is roughly the same way. We had a break of structure here off of this low, continuing low off of this uptrend here. We broke structure actually right here, and it continued on down. And then we broke structure again here, breaking past this high, creating an uptrend now. Price has since been consolidating, essentially. It's back and forth, sweeping up whatever this is, hitting this fair value gap right here for all it's worth. It's only dipped and closed within and has respected it since. The 1-hour is suggesting price might continue higher, but again, my bias is after it manipulates this high, it's going to want to come back down. Where is it going to go down? We have this low specifically. We have this low outside of the session low. This is legitimately speaking on the hourly. And I don't even think that presents itself, that doji. No, it does. It does. It's just not a doji there. It's actually a little bit more defined. There's a low outside of session right here. And I believe I actually marked another low on the 30-minute right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep. We have a low here and a low there. Let's go ahead and look at the 30-minute on this one, just so we're on the same page. Yep. So it presented itself as a doji, a dragonfly doji on the 30-minute, but when you look at the NASDAQ, it's actually more well-defined low on both. And of course, these two are alternating candles. I think those two are the same thing, yeah? That's for, yeah, that's a completely different candle. This is for the lows here on NASDAQ and lows here on SP. So very, very different lows there. I don't think price is going to hit all the way down there. I think more realistically, it'll probably hit roughly in that, and this fair value gap right here that has yet to be claimed, and it'll probably continue higher from that. I am more than inclined, how about this, to think that this might actually happen sooner. This will hit, and then we'll see a reversal down low, and then it'll continue higher. Because again, the general trend for the day, even the daily says we're in an uptrend. Price has been shooting higher ever since. 4-hour says we're in an uptrend. We have yet to break structure. Price has gone lower, but it has not broke structure, and so I'm convinced it'll continue higher. Same story here. We broke structure twice in like the span of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. So we were in a downtrend. Now we're in an uptrend. We're waiting for this to consolidate and finish out. We're waiting on a breakout, so it'll manipulate the high, and then from that high, we'll look for that reversal on down. If it breaks past this high, if it chooses not to, and we see it hit the low first, I'm more inclined to think it might actually continue lower. Even still, considering the confluences listed above. Currently, we are in an uptrend. We have not broke structure. Our current low is right here. It's got to hit and break past that. If we want to see a break of structure, this is the low it's got to disrespect and close below off of this right now uptrend. That's what we're waiting. Outside of that, we've got literally any other confluence. I don't think we have any other confluences at the moment. I really don't think we do. We have just as small space here on this for value gap as we do as these highs. And I do strongly believe it will manipulate these highs here within this. News is going to kick in, and it's going to be a big impact here. This is a doji. As it finishes off, we got 20. No, we got 23 minutes for that. This is the hour. So is this on the candle? Let me look at the hour. 30-minute. Okay, so it's on the session open. So we have news to get through first. I think 9:45 is a good number because that's 5 minutes before the 9:50 mark, and that's dead center on where we want to take a trade at. 9:45 is going to come through with two red folders. That's going to manipulate the market a little bit. We'll see it manipulated there, either on the high or this low, one of the two. From there, we'll be looking for the reversal in the opposite direction. We'll take a trade, watch for a break of structure on the 1 minute. After we've identified all the confluences, if we can identify all the confluences, then from that, hopefully we actually make a profit. Implementing the same strategy we did last time, where we confirm with the MACD the change in trend as well as the confirmation confluence. Solely using MACD as an indicator, not a confluence, but as a confirmation. Yeah. And of course, we are increasing. Did I increase it for NASDAQ? I did not increase it for NASDAQ. What the heck? This is where I want it to be. That's where it's going to stay. 0.05 lots is what I want to risk on this trade. I understand it's a little bit more than I'm putting in. I understand that it's 16% of my total account balance. And I'd like to see this trade pan out for us, because if so, it'll put us in the positive for the month. And that is ultimately what I want. I understand playing with small amounts is a very, very good way of managing risk. I understand what I'm doing right now is not the good way of managing risk, but it will teach me two things if I lose: moderation and patience. Also, learning the perspective of things. It might be 16% now, but if this trade is successful, that 16% just went down about 5%. If not 5%, maybe 1.6%, something like that. We'll see it there when it appears next. Yeah. Let's see what happens, shall we? We have 1969 off of $20. I believe that's 31 cents that we have to make up for. I'm looking to make up a little more than 31 cents on the dollar from this $3.18 trade we got going on here. Again, we're watching this to manipulate that low or the high, one of the two. I want to see it happen. I don't think we're going to get it on the 30 minutes, so we're going to look at the hour. And wait, yep, that's a doji. Very indecisive on this uptrend at the moment. We have still yet to break structure. And if this ends on an up candle doji, it'll be that low. That'll be a brand spanking new low. It won't be a high. Our high is still up there. And they're still relatively equal right now. Yeah, I'm honestly convinced. Like, outside of that, that is the only other high. Because this surpassed this high, so we can't count this. The next high is right here, but this surpassed that, so can't count that. The only high we really have to work off of is here, and counting this doji as a downtick for the NASDAQ, it is a high. That cannot be ignored. They're a little bit more spread out on NASDAQ, but that's kind of what I'm hoping for. If this is manipulated on the NASDAQ and the S&P, creating the same high at the same level, not the same level, but you get the point, like beyond, right? The reaction from it, even on news, should be much more potent compared to if it were to simply manipulate this. I imagine what's going to happen is if it does not pan out, it'll come down here, manipulate this low, come up a little bit, manipulate the high, and then we'll see that continuation move down. Because of this indecisiveness, doji throughout this, and now new doji without the creation of a new low, I can imagine things are going to get a little bit more dicey, to say the least. Um, my bias could easily just be if it manipulates this low, this is such like so relative equal that I have no problem with saying, okay, this is definitely getting hit. I don't know how, but it is going to. I'm waiting for the run up, news after news. We'll see the reaction from reaction. We'll see one of these two crossed. That reaction will be the confluence we're looking for, though. We want to see this run over, this run up to news pass first. We want to see where this candle winds up before we really start considering taking a trade. 10:30 is still the hard line. If we get to 10:30 before I'm able to take a trade, I'm not taking a trade today. That's that simple. Where did my hat go? My hat's over there. Pardon me. Pardon me. I've been over here listening to music this whole time, so I've been majorly distracted. I'm like, where is my hat at? I've not seen my hat at all today. I had it on earlier, but I did not now. So I'm like, huh, okay, that works. Stiff. The red folder is about to hit. Previous one, if less is forecast good, so price went down because of that candle. We have 30 seconds for those two to hit. There is about to be a major move in this market here, and we'll see it in the next 30 seconds. Yeah. It is 9:44 right now, so that is on time. We're going to leave this up right quick, but those two post, and we'll see it. A low uptick. So this one was greater than forecasted currency, so we'll see up, and then hello differential. Greater than forecast, good for currency, was lesser, so price went down. That being the case, we're seeing a green candle at the moment. Was it greater? This was greater than this. This was up by 2.2. This was up by, or down by 3. So the lesser took hold. I think further consolidation is what's going to happen here. We might break structure. We might hit that key level. Let's see what happens. We have 13 minutes for that candle to close. I think it's going to be the decisive one. Alright, we have a hit of a key level, there's an upgrade to the latest version. We now have to apply this before we can really get anywhere, because that's the most important thing to occur right now. We have key level hit there. Let's go to the 5-minute, look for a reversal. We're looking for a break of structure, inverse for value gap. I'm not seeing a 75% extension anywhere in this. I'm not, yeah, even outside the thing, it's not there. So we're going to be looking for a reversal off of this in particular. We have yet to hit a key level down low. That is the key level hit there. So I think I called it roughly, with it wanting to manipulate these highs, and then from there we'll see it actually potentially move lower. And it could continue higher. Regardless, we want to see a break of structure, and then from that, a reaction from that key level hit there. I'm doing some research, so I'm watching 2 screens at the same time. So I'm tapping my foot and shaking my disc at the same time. I need to get some washers to put in this chair. Like, I keep sinking lower and lower, and I feel my butt just hurting, and there's no, like, cushion or anything. It's just like, I'm not short, but I like my height. I gotta have height to all of this, otherwise it's like, ugh. Patiently waiting for that reverse to happen. It'll come in the form of an inverse fair value gap or a break of structure. Right now, I'm looking at a fair value gap saying price might continue higher. We haven't really hit any key levels, so outside of that, I'm just waiting. Minute 20 for that to close. We'll have a fair value gap, so that's what we're waiting on. So we're going to do something right quick. Here's our Fibonacci. A low move. We have a fair value gap there. This is our new low here. We need to see a break structure. So if this ends on a close, we see a close below this, that's our break structure. We move on to identifying a confluence for continuation. this one here. Either fair value gap, break a block, or block, or equilibrium, and we'll see it actually continue moving down from that. Aside from that, we'd be looking on the 1 minute for the same thing, or an inverse fair value gap in the opposite direction for continuation. So I'm thinking. Here's the most recent high, right? Here's the most recent low it just made. It's gonna hit a 75% extension. I think. What's gonna happen? How do we do this? So I could do this right here. I could take this, actually move it down there. That wouldn't make any sense, because that would mean it's going lower, because it disrespected this margin here, right? But if we did this, double confirmation, I guess. If it respects that zone, it will continue down. Price can wick above it, but it can't close above it. If it closes above it, it'll continue higher. It's already manipulated the highs. We're looking for it to reverse. I'll move this over here right quick. We have zero, 1. It would need to be. What's the 75% extension for the in between of 0 and 0.382? .2865. So this would need 0.2865. That's obscene, is what that is. That, and then this would be 1.75. Is that an accurate setup? disrespected it, so it's actually going to continue higher. Okay, so if we have a disrespected reversal, sure, it'll continue higher. It actually hit that equilibrium, so we should see it continue higher. Before we do anything about that, we need to see it. This actually throws out the entire thing, so bigger structure or an inverse fair value gap. We had a fair value gap that was filled, but not inverted. It was respected. It has not continued higher beyond this point. We're waiting for this to come down, either break past this low that's now been established, or create a fair value gap that will invert that. Either way, it's got to break past that first for it to continue down. I think this is wrong, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to do negative 0.75 because that is the order, right? So we have the negative 0.75 extension, we have positive 0.5 extension, we have this right here. We can actually use, come here. Yeah. So this is from 0 to 1, and then we have 75 extensions, 0.75% extension on either side. Price is either going to hit this and then drop, I think, or this and go higher. That's what we're waiting on. I think this is the accurate way to use it too. Most recent high, most recent low, and then draw from the 2, right? And then from here, we just wait for price to come within either of these two, and that'll be the confirmation of a reversal. But we need it to come down and actually go into, it can wick into it, it can close into it, it can do whatever. But it needs to hit one of these two in order for the confirmation of a reversal to happen. That would be the reaction we get off that we're after. Confirmation that it'll continue higher off of the reaction is going to be the same breakup structure, inverse fair value gap, or not those. It'd be a fair value gap, breakup block, order block, or equilibrium. Before we can do anything, though, it's got to come within one of those ranges. It's got to form it. We have from this uptrend a retrace, which we can pretty much deem a breakup block. Reaction from that retrace, move up, this could close within, and this could be our order block, filling the breaker block because it closes within range, and we could be seeing it just raise higher. Let's see what happens. I don't think it'll continue higher. If it does, I'm looking at MACD right now when I say this. I see MACD and what it's doing. You can see it's same as me. We have a move up here off of this move down. We had a cross here off of this breakup structure, which made sense. But we didn't manipulate the highs until right in this, and it's only continued up since. So it's we're going to see weakening as we get to the top of this, and from there we'll see it move on down. Put that there, and take this, and we'll do this right here. There we go. Bring that down a little bit too, so that way there's a better view. I think I did that right with the 75% extensions on both. Let's see what happens here. That would be an order block. We'll fill that if we get manipulation of that high there. it closes without touching the 75% extension, we could still be waiting for a fair value gap or an inverse fair value gap or breakup structure. We also have, oh yeah, news. News just hit. Another folder just hit. 10. This right here. Oh no. Yeah. Hello, change. Greater than forecast good for currency, so we should see price move lower off of that. That would have been this right here, this candle specifically. That's what that news was. Because news moved down, we'll see reaction from news move higher, which means it might hit the 75% extension and a double tap of that high there. Will it manipulate past it? More than likely not, because it's already manipulated past relative equal highs. It's hit that liquidity. It's retesting the zone. And if it fails, that'll be an order block without breakup structure. This could be a valid breaker block here. Retrace, but the reaction couldn't keep going higher. News hit, push price lower, and from there we got order block here. But because this closed within, it respected the breaker block, so this might actually form an order block here. An order block can present itself as a breakup structure and then fuel the resistance side liquidity. So there it goes. Hit our 75, or no, it hit the 1, but it didn't get into the 1.75. So let's see what happens. If we were to treat that as the 75 extension hit right there, we'd be moving on to finding a fair value gap, break a block, fill in, or an order block formation, and or the reaction of that being price coming back down into equilibrium and us taking a trade off of that. We have 30 seconds for that to close, and it's starting to look like a doji. Incisiveness, gravestone, which means on that high, we'll see price actually continue much lower. If that's the case, we'll see the breakup structure here soon. If that closes within that range, it'll actually drop. That'll be our break of structure right there. 5 minute. Now we're looking for the fair value gap to form immediately after. We get that closure off the reaction for this. That'll be a fair value gap. We'll enter in on that trade and we'll see it continue to plummet. Where's my first take profit going to be? Roughly in this. I think price might actually continue on down to here. It might just hit that fair value gap on the higher time frame. We'll see. We will see. We will see. Take a look at the higher time frames after we take trade, and then from there, we'll determine better take profits than what's currently listed. We gotta have this candle close though, and that'll be in the next minute. And we hit the 75 extension right there. We're in that zone. I think it'd be best if we move to the 1 minute. Look for a break of structure or an inverse value gap on it, because we're in that extension right now. We want it to come back up just a little bit for us to enter in on a short position. We know this right here is a fair value gap on the higher time frame, so we're not going to worry too much about any of this back here. We're primarily looking at this price movement right here. If we can get a break of structure up high, which means it'll come all the way up here, that wouldn't be ideal. What we'd be looking for more so would be a inverse fair value gap on the 5 minute. We could also be looking for an order block. Order block right there getting filled. Hello, closure. We have fair value gap form here. If there's a fair value gap in this, the bias is short. In the event we get a closure above that fair value gap, that means we will have actually filled a order block, and we'll need to be looking for an actual break of structure to go higher. Let's go ahead and actually hit the 1 minute right quick, because we have a fair value gap. Assuming in the next 34 seconds this candle closes. 1 minute's a little bit more risky because we don't know if it's actually going to present an inverse fair value gap, but thinking I want to take the risk, I see this right here as a fair value gap. We want a closure above that. 13 seconds for that to do its thing. Let's see what happens. Three, two, one. Closure below. Not going to take a trade just yet. We want to see that move. It's not an inverse fair value gap, so we can't enter. 25 seconds for that one to close. That could reverse back up to the high, close above, not break structure, but present us with a inverse fair value that we were asking for before. We want to see it occur. 1 minute's being a little bit risky. Not gonna lie. Let's take a look at the 5 minutes, see what it's doing right quick. Yeah, that's a move up. Still presenting that. We have 3 minutes to go on this one candle specifically. I want to see it move up. I want to see it close and actually solidify this fair value gap stance we've got going. I'm gonna let it settle down on the 5 minute first. I'm gonna look at the 1 minute after that candle's closed and see if I can find a break of structure on an inverse fair value gap. If I can, we'll enter as soon as I see it, and then from there, we'll see it continue on down. lot of divergence there. Let me make something clear. That's probably going to be break below there. We're about to have a break below the 10-day moving average. Where did that indicator go? I thought I had it enabled. I'm gonna have to re-enable it here soon. We have a minute right there. Hello. For 1 minute. Hello there. If it closes, we get a break of structure. That is an entry on a short. We got a closure above, break of structure. Hello, short. Boom. Cool. Let's go ahead and take this and move it out the way temporarily because I want to set up my stop loss. Boom. We're gonna bring it above these highs here, just above them. And my take profit is gonna go right here, just below these lows. Let's go ahead and take this, move that there. This is a short that I'm working with. Hot dog. This right here is where I'm at. Boom. My take profit is roughly there. So I take profit. My stop loss is right there. That is a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Not ideal, but it'll have to do. I'm not going to complain. I won't worry about it. Currently the trade idea is wrong, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Let's confirm this. That way it's solidified. It's in there. It's good. Let's go back up to the 5-minute real quick. Boom. Still have that fair value gap in place. That candle has closed, which means it is a fair value gap. It's been told. We're good. Did we hit another level at all throughout this? No. Which means from these highs, it's still manipulating its way down. The break of structure is bound through that fair value gap. That fair value gap from there had a break of structure back to the upside. We'll see it continue on lower here shortly. I think the trade idea is correct, and I also cannot wait to see what happens with this trade. Comment below what you think about this trade. Did I do a good job? Did I execute the 75% extension correctly? Was it okay? We filled one of the breaker blocks before we really got the 75% extension on this right here. We broke structure. From this candle closure, we presented ourselves with a fair value gap, and then we also watched as on the 1 minute, the break of structure needed to confirm that continuation confluence actually took place here. We had a closure above that high, and yeah, in the direction of the reversal, we took the trade, which was short. So on the 5-minute, we should actually see this price continue down, seeing that reversal being the way it is. Bias is short. I think I did pretty good, but we'll see here soon. If you're interested in watching any of my other videos, links, you could probably find it all on my channel page. Just click the icon and it'll take you to it. Consider subscribing if you're new on the comeback. Comment below what you think. Consider giving the video a like. I do these videos every time I can, and when there's no news, nothing high impact. If you don't see a video for a duration, it's probably because news is jam-packed, or the week has been jam-packed with news, and there is no feasible opportunity for me to trade, and I'm not willing to risk my account for the craziness that is news. That being the case, yeah. We're in trade. We're going to be in trade for a little bit, it seems, because of the major indecisiveness, and we're waiting on that reaction to the downside. I want to see exactly what's going to happen here in the next little while. I've risked a little bit more than what I usually do. I've risked $3.18 versus the 62 cents I was risking earlier. So a little bit more on the account size. We're looking to see this percentage go down. We're looking to see this go into the green. As you can see, this is our current trade. We had our stop loss put here, take profit put there. This is our margin, what we were risking. This is our exposure. I don't know if that's $318.31. I don't know about that one. I don't know what that's about. That's crazy. Outside of that, though, we have a 5-cent fee on a $3.18 transaction to enter the trade to begin with. We entered the trade on the minute for the break of structure there. We actually caught this one here, so 10:19 a.m. Yeah, and our profit loss is recorded here, and of course here. and then our account size placed there as well. So we'll see what happens here in the next little bit. I'm gonna pause the video. I would like to see this play out. Something tells me we might get stopped out. Something tells me we could actually walk away with a chunk of change, but we won't know until we find out. I want to pause the video and walk away now. I'll be right back. Comment below what you think, and yeah, TRB. So our trade idea was wrong. I don't understand what we could have done better here. I really don't. We had a manipulation of high here, and we waited for the break of structure here. We got a fair value gap off this candle closure, which is what we see here. And then from there, we waited for confirmation that price was going to continue in that direction. What was price supposed to do? Like, it legit on the 5-minute and the 1-minute, we waited for a break of structure. We got that on this candle specifically. And from that break of structure in the direction of the reversal, which was this break of structure, okay, it was supposed to continue lower. As we can see, it decided to move up higher. We got stopped out, lost another 30 cents. 1 moment, allow me to... 48 cents. 50, is that 52? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 53 cents. Sorry. Ouch, to say the least. We have another day to go this week for trading, and we have literally one more day next week, Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Just double check that. This hurts. This sucks, actually. I thought I was doing so good, but there's 2 oranges there. Let's see what Monday has nothing. Tuesday, okay, I'm wrong. We have 3 days, Tuesday included, and then Wednesday we can't trade because FOMC. Thursday we can't trade because of CPI. Right there. So we have 2 days to get our act together on this. I really don't know what we could have done. Sunday, July 27th. Okay, sure. Whatever. In any case. Yeah, this sucks. I've got some figuring out to do, so things might change here soon. Expect change to occur across all of my channels. I'll put an announcement out on Orbs Vault if you guys are interested in watching any of that content. If we can't stay positive for the month of July, I'm going to cut my loss. I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to straight up remove this from the equation for a little while because clearly it's not working. It's not. Because it's not working, change is needed. It's a necessary thing now. So, thanks for watching. It was an attempt. Do I sound like I'm giving up? Kinda. I mean, we just lost another 30 cents on now a $3 investment instead of the typical. So, we lost big time on the smaller investment. And we chose a stop loss that was okay. If we had managed to win that, I imagine we would have walked away from maybe $2, I think. I think we would have walked away with $2. I could be wrong on that. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.